Hi everybody, I am Katie Varvos and you are tuned into The Unemployed Graduate, the show where I talk to you about news and issues that matter to me and hopefully you guys too. And today you are watching the weekly news roundup. Now the first story I wanted to share with you guys is about the Occupy movement. Yes, they're back again. But this time they've done something really cool in what is called the Rolling Jubilee Project. In America, nearly 3,000 people opened their letterboxes to find a letter stating that they were free from all debt. The project has raised over $400,000 and has abolished over $14 million of American debt. And you may be wondering, how exactly does that work? Well, it's simple. The Rolling Jubilee Project buys the debt at a fraction of the cost. For example, for every dollar of debt, they may buy it back at around 5 cents. You see, so when the banks know that some of these people can't pay off their debt, they send them to a secondary market. And then the secondary market, or debt collection agencies, pick up the debt. These agencies often use forceful tactics as well. And while the Rolling Jubilee's main aim was not to pay off a bunch of people's debt, it was to raise awareness that this is happening. The other awesome thing about the campaign is that it specifically pays off people's medical bills. Now, for those of you who don't know, America has a skewed health system, and over 60% of all bankruptcies are due to medical debt. And that's crazy because these people aren't out there frivolously spending on property. They are actually just spending their money on what they can't control, which is their health. So well done, Occupy. Many have said you were a bunch of long-haired hippies singing Kumbaya around the campfire, but you have proved them wrong. Which brings me to my next story, and that is Toronto Mayor Tom Ford, who was officially stripped of his powers this week. This was after he admitted to using crack cocaine, and if that wasn't enough, he then said this.
Oh, and the last one was Olivia Grande. It says that I wanted to eat her. Olivia Grande, I never said that in my life to her. I would never do that. I'm happily married. I've got more than enough to eat at home.
Yes, while Tom Ford's comments were controversial, they were not nearly as controversial as my next story, which brings us all the way to Australia. Globalize, a clothing chain based in Adelaide, printed and then took off the shelves these shirts. And for those of you who are still in shock, yes, it did say retard across the chest. Understandably, carers and people with intellectual disabilities were absolutely outraged by this. I can't stress enough how disgusted and repulsed I am by this shirt. But the owner of the store didn't even apologize. He said he would put a bit more thought into the clothing order next time, but he said he would not censor his designers going on into the future. He also said that he was on the leading edge of fashion and that his clothing is bound to be controversial and cross the line again. That's gross. Which brings me to my last story, and people were like, hey Katie, have you heard about this new Kanye video? And that's when I learned about his new video featuring a topless Kim Kardashian riding a motorcycle. One of the most disgusting and cringeworthy videos ever produced. Here are just a few clips, but if you want to see the whole video, just click on the link below.
Watch your mouth, Jerome, watch your mouth, Jerome.
What? What's that?
It's question time.
And today we have a dinner for two to give away from the delicious Bobo Burgers restaurant in Dublin for simply answering the following question. What do you think of the new Kanye video? All you have to do to be in with the chance of winning is leave a comment in the comment box below. And don't forget to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to the channel. Until next week, I'm Katie Varvos, just another unemployed graduate.